Majudin Umar and Mrs. Lami Onayi Ahmed, who were also present at the event, echoed the minister and congratulated the management and staff of the corporation on the feat. Oil exploration in Ogoni land may resume earlier than envisaged as the community, the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, NPDC Limited, and partners have expressed a renewed desire to work together to commence production in abandoned oil wells for the benefit of community and the country. Speaking at an event held in Bori, Rivers State, to herald the new development, the managing director of NPDC, Mohammed Ali Zara, said the company understood the concerns and yearnings of the Ogoni people and shared in their pain. He said NPDC and the federal government will work with the Ogoni people to bring development, employment, and growth to the land, remediate the environment, and ensure that future exploration and production activities do not impact negatively on the environment.
The interest in the oil well, yes, it is a very rich in terms of the oil reserve, and then there would be a production in this area. And now that we are partnering with the community, we are going to make progress in this area and ensure that the community benefit from what is endowed for them.
Earlier, the convener and leader of the Ogoni Liberation Initiative, organizers of the event, Reverend Douglas Fabeke, said the Ogoni people welcomed with great joy the intervention of the federal government and the takeover of the oil assets by NPDC following the judgment of the appeal court in Abuja.
And to gather here today by his leadership and his commitment to resolve Ogoni crisis, his commitment to deliver us from the lions and our Goliaths, and to turn our environment from sorrow into joy. I want you to give a clap of applause to His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari. The people are ready to join hands with the Federal Republic of Nigeria to develop our land through our resources. And you are ready by our design collaborative templates to welcome the government of this nation who have started to identify our problems and to work with us through the NPDC. And you are happy to join hands together because your voice will be heard.
He submitted a communique on behalf of the people of Ogoni to the federal government as the request of Ogoni people and as condition for the mutual relationship between the people and NPDC. All production operations were suspended in Ogoni land in the early 1990s due to disruptions caused by local unrest. The oil fields and other installations have since largely remained dormant. Hope was, however, rekindled recently following an appeal court judgment that paved the way for NPDC to take over the operatorship of the oil assets in Ogoni land from Shell. Nigeria's domestic gas aspirations have received a major boost as the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), the Gas Aggregation Company of Nigeria (GACN), and the Kaduna State Government have signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) for utilization and expansion of gas supply in the state. Speaking at the MOU execution ceremony, which held at the Sakashim Ibrahim House in Kaduna, the Group Managing Director of NNPC, Malam Kyari, described the moment as yet another watershed in the federal government's Decade of Gas initiative, which is aimed at utilizing the nation's abundant gas resources to power the nation's economy through a number of strategic gas expansion projects, such as the ongoing OB3 and Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano gas pipeline project. The event, which was facilitated by the Gas Aggregation Company of Nigeria, GACN, will ensure long-term involvement and support of Kaduna State Government and key gas sector players such as the Nigerian Gas Company, NGC, the Nigerian Gas Marketing Company, NGMC, and virtual pipeline companies to provide gas supply assurance to industries within the state on competitive terms.
We know that very many industries that were very, very prominent in this country that were situated in Kaduna have gone down. We understand very clearly that many of these industries went down because of clear supply of energy. And there's no better way of making cheap energy, cleaner energy than delivering gas into industries.
Responding, Governor Nasir El-Rufai said Kaduna State government was delighted with the prospect of having an additional energy source to power businesses in the state.
For the Kaduna State government, this project is a welcome boost to our investment and job creation strategy. It will create jobs and provide skills for artisans who will work on the gas pipelines and associated infrastructure. Beyond that, this project will power our industries that have responded with enthusiasm to our investment promotion campaign.
The MOU was signed by Malam Kyari on behalf of the corporation, while the Kaduna State Governor, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, signed on behalf of the state government. The Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Malam Kyari, has received accolades from the House of Representatives Committee on Finance for providing detailed explanations on some burning oil industry issues at an interactive session on the 2022 to 2024 Medium-Term Expenditure and Revenue Framework, MTERF, and Fiscal Strategy Paper, FSP. Chairman of the House Committee on Finance, Honorable Abiodun James Faleke, commended the NNPC GMD for providing an in-depth explanation and insider perspective on some issues surrounding the operations of the NNPC and the oil industry, stating, "You have made our day. The committee is better informed based on explanations provided by the GMD." Malam Kyari, in his presentation, provided a base oil price scenario in the medium term as follows: $57 per barrel for 2022, $61 per barrel for 2023, and $62 per barrel for 2024. Kyari explained that the assumptions were arrived at after a careful appraisal of the 3-year historical dated Brent oil price average of $59.07 per barrel, premised on Platts spot prices. On the perennial issue of smuggling of petroleum products, Kyari implored the National Assembly to come to the aid of the corporation in battling the menace, noting that the corporation, based on the directive of Mr. President, had mobilized some federal agencies like the Customs, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, the Police, Civil Defense Corps, and others to find workable solutions to the menace.
Mr. President has personally directed me to take every step possible to make sure that we contain the issues around cross-border smuggling, issues around any filtrages in the depots, and any involvement of anyone to get this resolved. We have taken several steps, Mr. Chairman. We have involved in the EFCC, the Department of State Service. We are engaging and collaborating with the Customs Service. We are engaging and collaborating with the Department of Petroleum Resources and everybody that has a stake in this.
On the propriety of establishing NNPC retail stations in neighboring countries to curb the challenge of illegal haulage of petroleum products across the border, Kyari said though the NNPC once considered the option, it had to jettison the idea when it became imperative that the measure would be counterproductive. The Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Malam Kyari, has described the newly signed Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, by President Muhammadu Buhari as a big relief to the petroleum industry, which will bring prosperity not only to the host communities, but also to all Nigerians. Kyari, who spoke while appearing on the Nigerian Television Authority Current Affairs program, Good Morning Nigeria, said the PIA has taken the interest of all stakeholders into consideration, adding that there will be no difficulties in the implementation of the new law.
What I see is that getting this done, because of the clear provisions in the PIA around timelines, around what should be done, who should be where, there will be you won't find those difficulties that you typically see when policies of government are put in place. This is no longer policy now. This is the law.
And the law is very clear on how things will be done, who will do it, when it will be done. And therefore, any act that kind of takes you out of that timeline or that process means it's a breach of the law.
Another guest on the program, Dr. Timothy Ogoni, said it will bring the needed stability to the industry because it is a proper regulatory framework.
This legislation has a proper regulatory framework over the midstream. So we have the midstream and downstream authority, for example. So that will clarify many issues with regards to gas and how you need to monetize that gas, especially domestically. If you want to grow our GDP, then now we need to begin to process hydrocarbons at home. And I think that's very important. So you will have a regulatory framework that enables that activity. It's someone that would oversee it.
The Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Malam Milikari, has charged members of the board of the NNPC Greenfield Refinery Limited to explore all available options to bring an end to the current challenge of petroleum products importation. Malam Kyari gave the charge while inaugurating the board of the newly incorporated subsidiary of the corporation, NNPC Greenfield Refinery Limited, at the NNPC Towers, Abuja. The GMD, who is also the chairman of the company's board, urged them to focus on profitability in order to remain afloat and avoid liquidation.
We'll meet all governance requirements. You must deliver, we'll hold you accountable. And of course, as we are today, it's a cost center, but you must convert it into a profit center.
In his remarks, the alternate chairman of the board and group executive director, Refinery and Petrochemicals, Engineer Mustafa Yakubu, declared that the operations of the company will be guided by the principles of cost-effectiveness in line with the new Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, noting that profitability will be the key focus.
We will continue to push forward all the agendas concerning the Greenfield Refinery. We also know that with the PIA, we will be very mindful of cost to achieve the profitability and pay dividend to this company.
Speaking in similar vein, the Group General Manager, Greenfield Refineries and Projects Division and Managing Director of the company, Engineer Bege Talson, disclosed that the division was working with third-party investors to establish greenfield, modular and condensate refineries with a combined capacity of 250,000 barrels per stream day.
We are also mandated to promote effective collaboration and synergy with third-party investors in condensate, greenfield, and modular refineries as enumerated by the GMD.
A warm welcome to you on the feedback segment of the program. My name is Abigail Ojogbo. History was made on Monday, 16th of August, 2021, when President Muhammadu Buhari signed the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, thereby ushering in a new era in the petroleum industry, as it will create a level playing field and open windows of opportunities in the nation's oil and gas sector. Today, we are out to establish the depth of knowledge of Nigerians on the importance of the PIA to the oil and gas industry and the Nigerian economy.
I believe that there will be more opportunities, and NNPC itself, which is the major stakeholder in oil and gas in Nigeria, has migrated from government corporation into a limited liability company, just like one of us today. So we believe that with these major changes in the oil and gas in Nigeria through this Petroleum Industry Act, we believe that NNPC itself will be more accountable to the government and the public.
Now there is direction in oil and gas in Nigeria. People who want to engage in oil and gas activities, with that bill, they have a roadmap right now. I think it should be commended. It should be applauded in all its ramifications. If there are any pitfalls, I think with time it will also be rectified moving forward.
With the passage of the PIA, most investors, the IOCs, Nigerian independent, will be happy. And then the much powers that were hitherto being at the whims and caprices of the minister has now been whittled, and then many people will have a say in their investment.
But with the passage of this Petroleum Industry Act, it is now formally enacted that at least not less than 3% will be dedicated towards the development of the host communities. However, there's also a lesson there, and it's also a warning to host communities that anytime they make problem or they cause crisis, they stand a chance of losing the support that they are supposed to get from the oil and gas companies. So the host communities must maintain peace, must maintain orderliness, and they must ensure a conducive atmosphere for the oil and gas companies to operate, so that at the end of the financial or fiscal year of the host oil company, their entitlement of 3% will not elude them.
Now we are going to have a regulated sector. That is one. Gas flaring penalties is going to come to the host community 100%, plus the 3%, which is going to come to operating expenses of those OICs and both local and international, and the sectors.
The Petroleum Industry Act will, among other things, create a conducive business environment for petroleum operations, enhance exploration and exploitation of petroleum resources for the benefit of the people, establish a progressive fiscal framework that encourages further investment in the petroleum industry. It will also establish a commercially oriented and profit-driven national oil and gas company. The PRA is loaded with a lot of positives, but this is how much time will allow us. Please don't go away, the program continues. Hello, welcome to yet another informative segment of the program. My name is Faith Ayuba. Did you know that all refineries perform 3 key functions, which are separation, conversion, and treatment? Did you know that the upstream sector in the oil industry is concerned with exploring, drilling, and extracting of oil and gas from underground or underwater reservoirs? Did you know that when crude oil is extracted from wells, the initial processing phase begins? It then goes to gathering centers, gas separators and water, sand and salt removers? Did you also know that the downstream sector is focused on transporting and marketing crude oil and its products? Now you know. Please stay tuned for the rest of the program.
Hello and welcome to Global Crude Oil Outlook. Oil prices dropped last week but stayed above $70 a barrel, taking a breather from recent days' strong rally as Mexico was set to resume crude production following a major outage. Brent crude fell 33 cents or 0.46% to $70.72 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude was down 40 cents or 0.59% to $67.14 a barrel. Both benchmark contracts rose by about 8% over the previous 2 days. The rally erased most of the slump from a 7-day losing streak on the back of a resurgence in COVID-19 cases. A second consecutive day of price rally in the crude market had also spurred some profit-taking, while American Petroleum Institute's data showing a less than expected decline in U.S. oil inventories last week added to the downward pressure. Meanwhile, the Market Intelligence Department of NNPC's London office indicates that the U.S. remains open to returning to the 2015 international agreement that led to the surge in Iran's oil exports, according to Washington's top negotiator, but cautioned that the position of the new government in Tehran is not yet clear. In a promising sign that the spread of Delta infections was easing in China, the country reported just 20 new confirmed coronavirus cases for August 24, down from 35 a day earlier. And that's it on this segment of the program. I am Owigo Okolo.
That's been the package. Thanks for joining us. Hey, it's a brand new week. On behalf of the NNPC, may your week be very rewarding. Keep the date next week.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Tomato juice.
Yes, you're correct.
I come prepared. Very, very prepared. Chidi, I thought this is supposed to be for us now. I mean, so that we can enjoy it here. You are good. See, this is for my eye. We see you again. No, my eyes. Jehovah God is giving me working hard.
My mother. She just left now. She's not around. Auntie, wait, where did you follow?
Your mother left.
Yes,
Your mother that just came back left. To where?
She went back to the airport to pick her luggage.
You mean she came back, she did not carry her luggage before?
She forgot it. You know those airport people now. She forgot it, man.
But she just came back now, eh?
Tell me about. I'm covering.
Hey, I don't want this. Give me so. Hey! Oh, my Bassi. Are you there quiet? I mean, give me one and soup and meat. Thank you. Martinez.
Okay. Thank you for the water.
Chidi, why you the food like that? Here, Modino, you have finished somebody here. You should be managing the ritual. In fact, I have ordered for extra. Good. Did you make this food with firewood? Oh, that's for firewood.
Yes, so don't put firewood again.
But Chidi, you know, say senator, or a singer, or a doctor, or even a president.
I believe my son can achieve anything. That's why I support his dreams with Twisco. It's a delicious mix of cocoa, malt, and milk. Twisco is fortified with Enafort, a special blend of vitamins and minerals that provides the nourishing support to get ahead.
Twisco, power your dream.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. Its great value, it protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
Hey! My call. Me, I don't show myself. Man, I just leave me like I did so. Man, I told me. You never die. Doctor, doctor. She's still breathing. She's still breathing. We need to rush her to the hospital. She's still alive.
Oh, Abasi, so some Abasi.
Pulse needs to be weak. This pulse. Okay.
It's all right. Do your work.
We need to act fast so that she stays alive.
Oh, yeah.
Where's the ambulance right now? In a few minutes to be here.
All right. Hey, Oga, police, you know what exactly is the problem? What is wrong with her?
Ben. Well, we will soon know. But to my assessment, she has been raped.
Hey!
My God. That will not be possible. That will not be possible. As I speak to you right now, I have important meeting with my grade. So that will not be possible.
It's all right.
I think it is now.
I am police officer. Look at me very well. In case you don't know me, my name is Chief Femi Fernandez, and by the grace of God, the next executive governor of my state.
Yes.
You see, I'm a very busy man. I have businesses out there. You cannot hold me here. It's not possible.
That is it. 10 hours. See, officer, inspector. You see, I'm a tailor, and I have not even finished my client's clothes. Let me go and finish it. I need to miss my appointment.
Whatever it is you have to do now, you have to put on hold.
Hey.
Or would you rather I take you off the station? And the time will be lesser.
Thank you.
See, we need to know what happened to her. We need to tend to her. I mean, she's just a little girl. Can you not do this much?
It's all right.
Do this much.
Okay.
And yes, before I forget, there will be no buying or selling in this shop today. Officers outside to make sure of that.
Can you hear that? That is the ambulance that is
Here today, gone tomorrow. 'Cause you're volatile like the water. And you promise what you don't know. Sometimes it's right and then it's so wrong. Them go do like say them wise. Will promise you the world. My brother all now worship. Upon all of the open eye. I said no be water. Like he'll be letter.
Smartphone network.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
The north is so beautiful, and the food, it's nothing like I have ever tasted before. The color,
vibrant. What about the aroma?
the aroma, oh gosh, it smells just like this one.
This smells so good.
Yeah. Your Dambo Shinkafa tastes even better. How did you do it?
Onga seasoning. It's all the seasonings you need for great taste and aroma.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
This is you see, thinking about this case properly, are you listening to me? Very well. Why won't that girl be? I'm serious. Why won't she be raped? Why won't she be raped? Because imagine what she was wearing now.
I was just looking at that again. She want to dress like that. What is it called? They will wear super dirty. They will wear a short something. They will go to the guy's house. They want the guy to buy hat and tell them thank you for coming. It does not happen like that. I am very sure she went to that man's house to dress like that. Just like this.
You see children of nowadays. I want to see there is no decency anywhere. As I'm looking at her, she cannot be more than 20 guinea cow. Let's skin this, skin table, let's skin this. Come on. Up and down. Empty voice. Up and down. Easy.
Are you by chance justifying what you did to her? Look at the way he did. Look at blood all over her.
Who I'm talking.
If Yamodina is talking and you talk, we have
Who follow her? Who force her go me that?
Oh.
The man, my brother, my sister,
I'm not going to.
my papa, my family.
No.
He was carrying the house. Even in mama boy born in the year. No. I'm going to say no. Do you think what can you say? Nigeria is not for my restaurant. See the one that was going to give me. How come I have this? Why she enter my place? I said that matter.
It's Martinus. The way when I think they receive this thing, honestly, I don't like this thing. I don't like them at all. Okay, now when I talk, say, again, I should get that. Thank you. It's okay. Let me learn before you marry me. Say, I should get that body, I'm not so. Okay, now when she come carry a body, the waka krokere. If you see them with your own goro eye as a man, you are supposed to remove your eye. The Bible says that if your left eye is causing you to sin, you block it off. You understand? You block it off. When they come pay the girl, flock and so they begin to come out like that. So they won't come there for your body to stop. Is that fair? Is that fair?
I gotta look fair, pink, yellow, green, white. I don't care. Right now, I don't care. All I care most is my business being put on hold. It's on me.
Pastor,
People, you should know where they talk, sir. You should know where they talk. The only way down from this shop. Look, talking about this matter anyway, you see, if I enter my house and I meet this kind of girl, dressed like that,
you go pursue her
inside my house.
You go pursue her.
I know what you can do. You take her away.
I will collect.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning, getting set for another day. Another chance to change my story. I believe in my hustle. I know be lazy person. But life is just a that big bass boost. If it don't close, I go find another. If I fall down, I go try to recover. If it ever walk me, I know they bother. Cause I believe, say, I go surely prosper. It don't get that shit won't be. We move. No matter what they say, we move.
Whatever life brings, we move. Turn up your dreams. MTN, everywhere you go.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets. With Panadol's Optizorb formula, the tablet absorbs quickly and starts providing fast and effective pain relief you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets.
Looking fresh for your dates? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh.
Let's take a picture.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling good and protected.
All day confidence to get close.
Oh, yeah, take me closer, close.
New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
Otoba, I respect you, Jare. You are very, very honest. Better sound about the house too. Arapa. Yes, I will know you. What happened?
Well, she's conscious now.
Hey!
And she also corroborated your story of coming here for help.
What happened to her? She was raped and beaten by her Facebook friend. You see? You see, like Facebook killing.
See, she had this friend on Facebook that she has been chatting with for months now. And so he invited her to his house. Little did she know that he had other plans. So she got there, and him and his friends beat her, tied her up, and had their way with her. She was lucky to have escaped and come here for help.
The man saw Elenu I will tell you as it is. You don't want to. You don't want to. You don't want to. But you carry your leg with your leg. Tell me. That we say there for that one. For information. Your best bone, we talk say no trouble. But the bone that come
Nothing go happen.
You go chop her.
Mommy, you're actually right. It was wrong for the girl to go to the guy's house alone. But it doesn't warrant the guy to break her.
Yes, exactly my point. Now the same thing me and you dey talk. What do those boys do? It is very, very wrong.
Very wrong.
But Oga officer, I hope so I don't arrest the boys.
Oh yes, we have caught one. And as we speak, we're going after the other.
Hey, please, you should let the boys go, Jerry. Leave the boy alone. Instead, arrest the girl.
Hey!
And also put us almost in trouble here.
I say I can sell like this.
From your mouth.
Again?
What is the matter?
Hey! What happened? What now? What did happen? Go now. You don't turn my restaurant to police branch.
Hey!
Madam, my husband has killed me. He has destroyed me.
Hey!
Well, if your husband destroy you, that's nothing. Before me, I can't destroy you.
He's allowed to talk. Let's hear her out. Let's just hear her talk. I got my own husband. My own husband and my younger sister. That's why I'll be like,
So where your husband there now?
he's at our house.
He
won't run.
You want run? Take us immediately.
Hey!
But they say men are moved by what they see. I bet what did that small girl wear now? Where you the man enter? Where you go rape underage?
What did man? What did happen? What did they do now? I don't know the only man here. You're looking at me.
I don't know why they're not looking at me. Why are you not looking at me?
What did they do? You don't know the small one. You don't know the big one. What did they happen? You don't know. I have to use one eye for woman. You tell me. Look at them here. I don't look at all of you.
It's not
this one. All men. Where they here? All the men.
All the men. Everybody wey dey catch, wey rape anybody, if na me be inspector, if na me dey on top, wey dey cut.
Hey!
Yes. Cut that.
Hey!
All men. All of them. Cut.
This vaccine is safe and it has been certified safe and usable by NAFTA.
Hello and welcome. It's time for another interesting package of
Everything Music.
Angelina, you dey cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver.
This is Talking Movies.
In times of old, the world was full of wonder. No.
Stop it! Welcoming you to your weekend for today.
Arise, O compatriots. It's time to use our voice.
Beyond 6 packs.
Bills.
Pay the bills. Keep paying my telephone bills. Keep paying my bills.
Welcome to Gallery.
Me and my paddies.
London for what?
London for medicine.
Medicine for what?
Medicine for coffee.
Are you sickness?
To our illness. Welcome to Gist Zone.
All right, my name is the Eselusien Wego One. Ona nyokoko nyonyo.
Welcome to Abuja, the place that unites Nigeria.
Wannan labarin ma yana peji na 36.
Ita kuma babban labarin wannan jarida shine ainihin
labarin da ke gaban jarida shine ta bayyana cewa
Ọkwa ọjị Ikenga. Eziokwu.
Nwanne m nwoke.
Ikechukwu Ndukwe. Igbo. Mam.
Iji wee mee ka ụbọchị na-aga n'anya ya.
Ọjọ́ tuntun léwutelu nù.
Nation fún ti òwúrọ̀ yìí ibẹ̀ náà ti sọ pé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ ìpínlẹ̀ Benue pàṣẹ wípé.
Ní gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀ka ní ẹ̀ka ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ní ẹ̀ka ètò ìlera ní ẹ̀ka ètò ààbò.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91.
Welcome to Newsline. I am Jennifer Igwe. All stages in life have peculiar issues linked with them, from kindergarten, teenage period, adulthood, and old age. The evening of our lives, when we really slow down, is not plain sailing at all. So it is important as individuals and a society that we do all we can to make life easy and lift the elderly. Our correspondent, who went on a trip with senior citizens, is set to tell us more and why, with some good support system, in addition to the saying, life begins at 40, we could have another phrase like true blossoming starts at 70. Then, why do women in southeast Nigeria converge annually in grand style in August? Keep guessing until you watch them. Also on the lineup is a feature on the legendary Sir Victor Uwaifo. Although the Joromi guitar boy has gone to be with his fathers, melodies from his strings still linger, including fire ignited by his love for arts. You need to stay tuned for details on this. We are loaded, trust me when I say so. But for now, the news and Elizabeth Omori will take it from Abuja. I'll be right back after. Hello, Lizzie, you're on.
Hello, Jennifer, and it's nice to see you again. As a means of stopping nations from developing nuclear weapons and constraining testing, the world set aside August 29 as International Day Against Nuclear Tests. Adebola Brooksland Sunday reports that about 2,000 tests have been carried out since nuclear weapon development began in 1945.
The 64th session of the United Nations General Assembly, 29th August, was declared the International Day Against Nuclear Tests through the unanimous adoption of its resolutions.
The only world that is safe from the use of nuclear weapons is a world that is completely free of the nuclear weapons themselves.
As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark this year's day, the acting chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission, Professor Yusuf Aminu Ahmed, said Nigeria is also a voice amongst Committee of Nations.
We have successfully deployed the reactor into our geochemical mapping, material testing, mining industries. We have other facilities like the gamma irradiation facility that we have. Nigeria is privileged to be one of the countries that are housing nuclear research reactors in the continent.
Professor Yusuf Aminu Ahmed said the Commission has gotten the backing of the federal government and it's looking at more areas that Nigerians can benefit from nuclear science.
We have experienced post-harvest losses in different parts of the country where we have agricultural activities. And we have nuclear techniques that we can deploy to arrest this situation, and that is the use of gamma irradiation facility, which irradiates our agro products.
As the world marks this day, key players say they are hopeful that one day all nuclear weapons will be eliminated. Adebola Brooksland Sunday, NTA News.
The Office of the National Security Advisor has reacted to a fake report on alleged conflict over extension of the tenure of the interim sole administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Connie Millard Dixon. A statement by the Head Strategic Communication Office of the National Security Advisor, Zachary Usman, enjoins stakeholders and beneficiaries of the Presidential Amnesty Program to support ongoing reforms of the program and disregard the report as false and fabricated to mislead the public. The statement stressed that the interim administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Connie Millard Dixon, enjoys the full support and confidence of the National Security Advisor and enjoins stakeholders in the Niger Delta to disregard the false reports. Still in security, the elders and stakeholders of Pakshin local government area of Plateau State arose from its regular meeting this Saturday, acknowledging Governor Simon Bakolalong and all security agencies for their efforts made to ensure security in the state. In a statement made available to the media, the elders and stakeholders condemned what it called unjustifiable attacks on lives and property in the state, while acknowledging the impact of the state, Interreligious Council and the 5-year roadmap to peace and security and several other initiatives. The meeting expressed concern over the content of the Plateau State House of Assembly press conference on Thursday, 27th of August 2021. It said the legislative arm should not be seen to be assuming the position of the executive by giving directives to local government chairmen to recruit vigilantes and giving the governor ultimatum to take action, as certain motions of the House are constitutionally advisory. The Pan-Skin local government area elders and stakeholders prayed for return of peace on the plateau and urged everyone to support the efforts of the governor. The General Officer Commanding 8th Division, Nigerian Army Sokoto and Force Commander Operation Hadarin Daji, Major General Ume Basi says the military is strengthening synergy with other security agencies towards the success of the renewed commitment to curb the resurging banditry and spate of kidnapping in Zamfara State in the northwest geopolitical zone as a whole. The GOC made the remarks while he paid a courtesy visit to the Zamfara State Commissioner of Police, Ayuba Elkanah, at the command's headquarters. Jamilu Ibrahim has more.
The GOC-1 division of the Nigerian Army Sokoto, accompanied by the Commander 1 Brigade Nigerian Army Gusau and other principal officers of the division, was at the Zamfara State Police Command Headquarters Gusau to further cement the existing synergy between the police and the military in the renewed commitment to achieving lasting peace in the state.
I have every assurance from him that we are going to work together. We are going to get timely intelligence information that will enable us, the military forces, to take timely action.
And we have assured him of our maximum cooperation to see that the people of Zamfara State sleep with their eyes closed.
The meeting also discussed on how best to enforce the security measures recently rolled out by Zamfara State government, and the GOC is billed to pay similar visit to other sister security agencies in the state. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Kebbi State government has been urged to hasten the handing over of the 2 Army Science Secondary Schools in the state to the Nigerian Army Education Corps to avoid credibility crisis. The Commander Nigerian Army Education Corps, Major General Muhammad Lawal Auge, made the call during an official tour to Benin Kebbi. Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports.
Few years ago, the Nigerian Army established 2 command science secondary schools for boys and girls in Jega and Goru in Kebbi State as a deliberate effort to provide indigenes of the state with basic education and rudiments of military training, mainly to assist the state fill its quota in the military profession. But the state government presently risks losing the 2 secondary schools established by the military owing to some encumbrances to do with Memorandum of Understanding on how to manage the schools. The Nigerian Army Corps Commander Education Major General Muhammad Lawal Augi, who was on assessment visit, stated that without signing the MOU, the schools cannot function efficiently the way their peers do elsewhere.
No MOU has been signed between the state and the Army, and therefore the Army cannot directly fund and provide teachers for them. So it's still expected that the schools are still your schools, sir. So that the MOU was not signed to either merge or collapse to them.
Kebbi State Deputy Governor Colonel Samaila Yombe Daboy, retired, received the visiting commander on behalf of the state government.
So you have no fear whatsoever. Don't even think of anything that like getting the school. No. We'll get His Excellency to support the MOU and have it signed, and of course we'll move forward from there.
Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
As the 2021 batch-based Stream 2 orientation course is scheduled to commence on Wednesday, the National Youth Service Corps says it remains committed to the sustenance of strict enforcement of COVID-19 preventive and safety protocols to guarantee seamless and smooth orientation course. Director General Brigadier General Shuaib Ibrahim, who stated this during a webinar on COVID-19 measures for safe orientation camp in collaboration with the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization, warned against complacency by prospective corps members and other members of the camp community. He noted that camp courts have been empowered to try violators of safety protocols.
You are going to be vaccinated. It's very, very important you vaccinate.
because you don't put yourself in harm's way and you don't want to endanger others. You have to be very, very security conscious, and also ensure you don't travel at night.
The Director General, Nigeria Center for Disease Control, while emphasizing that the COVID-19 pandemic has made large congregational setting unsafe, commended NYSC for the incredible sacrifice which made the sustenance of the program possible in the new normal.
So over the last year, we've put in place measures, processes, individuals, human resources, to enable this program continue for you and for our country.
They, however, urged prospective corps members to get vaccinated during and after the NYSC orientation course. In other news, the people of Gombe North Senatorial District have thrown their weight behind good governance under the Uwaifo administration in the state. This is contained in a resolution at the end of the All Progressives Congress APC stakeholders meeting held in Kwame local government area. Emmanuel Akila reports.
The meeting, chaired by Ambassador Yerima Abdullahi, has sons and daughters of Gombe North Senatorial District in attendance. For them, the developmental strides of the Uwaifo administration, which turned the Gombe Specialist Hospital into a true referral health facility, while ensuring that every political ward in the 5 local government areas of the zone has at least one functional health care facility, just like all the others across the state, besides other infrastructure, are some of the reasons they declared support to the administration.
The most important thing is the peaceful environment. That people are living in peace throughout this period.
Governor has done a lot in all facets of human endeavor in terms of infrastructure, healthcare delivery, agriculture, ease of doing business, security, to mention but a few.
After the elders and all critical stakeholders of Gombe North Senatorial District have gone through the scorecards of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Gombe State, Alhaji Muhammadu Uwaifo, we unanimously agreed to pass a vote of confidence on him.
In a 7-point communique at the end of the meeting, the APC stakeholders appreciate the leadership of Governor Muhammadu Uwaifo for the peaceful conduct of the just concluded nationwide ward congresses of the APC in Gombe State. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
The federal government has postponed the Nigeria 60 Jubilee Special Award ceremony billed for Friday, September 3, 2021. A statement by the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Adeniyi Adebayo, says a new date will be communicated to members of the public. The award ceremony was planned as part of the Jubilee celebrations of the nation's independence and was designed to honor 60 notable Nigerians who have made an impact in the country. The federal government has a commitment to addressing critical ecological challenges across the country to forestall environmental degradation, loss of lives and property. The assurance was given in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, during the site handing over, sensitization and awareness on erosion and flood control project at Asa River. Abdul Wahid Bibiri reports.
Asa River is one of the major rivers in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, and anytime there is heavy rainfall and the river overflows its bank, it becomes a nightmare for the people living close to the river. Property worth millions of naira are destroyed annually, and many people have vacated their houses, especially those ones living very close to the river bank. This effect and other ecological challenges prompted the intervention by the presidency through the Ecological Fund Office.
Or geographical location, the president wants to address all the problems of the people, including ecological challenges. So irrespective of where you live, he has extended this gesture to almost every part of Nigeria.
We are here to work and to ensure that a good job is done for the benefit of the people of Kwara State.
The state government has spent so much money on this. So any contractor coming now, as they are starting the work, the engineering work will be easier for them to do.
The contractor should be rest assured that the community will give him the maximum cooperation and the maximum support that is required.
The project is expected to be completed in 18 months.
The people of Isale Koko, Omoiya, Sanushewu, all in Ilorin East local government area of Kwara State, before now, cannot sleep with their two eyes closed due to flood. But this intervention by the federal government through the Ecological Office is no doubt a big relief to them. Abdulwahid Bibire, NTA News.
Residents of Omoboriowo Street Pipeline Bus Stop in Ighodun area of Lagos State, where activities of pipeline vandals led to oil spillage recently, can now breathe a sigh of relief. This follows a preliminary report of a vulnerability assessment carried out by the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, in the wake of the oil spill. Adeni Taiwo reports.
The thick and pungent smell of petrol is the first assault to the nose of visitors on arrival at Omoboriowo Street along Pipeline Bus Stop in Ighodun area of Lagos State.
We never knew that it won't be real fire outbreak, but this the fuel is just floating out.
Residents of the area were thrown into panic midnight Friday when vandals struck at one of the vulnerable pipeline points on the street as the oil spilled, filling drainages and wetting the soil around the area.
And people started waking up from sleep around that 12 to 1 a.m. running for their dear lives. Children, women running naked, some suffocated.
A prompt and coordinated response of disaster management agencies in Lagos, led by the State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, prevented what could have led to loss of countless lives and property in the wake of the spillage. Director General of LASEMA, Olufemi Okeosonyitolu, while on a vulnerability assessment visit to the scene, applauded the level of synergy among first responders and disaster management agencies in the state towards containing the situation.
When the incident occurred, there's a voluminous ejections of petroleum products that were spreading everywhere. We have to placard it with our chemical to neutralize the inflammable nature of the petrochemicals. I can assure them that they are 100% safe.
He said investigations to unmask the perpetrators have commenced. While commending the swift response of government agencies to the threat, this resident believes that attention should now be turned towards preventing future attacks on pipelines and other critical installations.
Should have a barricade, a very strong iron barricade around all the pipelines around here. And the civil defense that are in charge of the pipeline, they should try to build the stations around the pipeline where they station and do patrols 24/7.
The Nigerian Navy, through Operation Awati, had recently kicked against activities of vandals after intercepting them at Barwa Ekpaja and impounding 4 fuel-laden trucks in the raid. In Lagos, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
Of tourism now, the need to revamp the tourism and hospitality industry in Nigeria through the use of digital technology is paramount, especially in the face of COVID-19 and amidst security challenges. Director General, Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation, Folorunsho Shokoka, stressed this at a South-South stakeholders meeting held in Calabar to explore ways of boosting domestic tourism. Udwak Eaton reports.
The tourism and hospitality industry in Nigeria and the global community have in recent times suffered setbacks as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. In spite of the global impact, the resilience of the operators in the industry prompted an operational shift. Hence, the hosting of the South-South Stakeholders Forum.
So this meeting was a platform to bring us together, to enlighten us on how to, key into what the digital space is providing.
The use of technology to boost business, especially in the tourism industry, is very, very apt.
With the theme, the use of digital technology to revamp the tourism and hospitality industry amidst COVID-19 and security challenges in Nigeria. The Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation says this transformation to use digital technology as an innovation will open new opportunities for tourism business in the country to compete in global markets.
I'm certain there's going to be a post-pandemic boom in Nigerian domestic tourism.
It is therefore certain that stakeholders and all the sector professionals will take the advantage of this meeting to come out with workable and practical solutions.
It may interest you to know that with the introduction of digital technology, high-value services are being delivered in the industry.
There were paper presentations in line with the theme of discussion, and plenary sessions where productivity in enhancing technologies were suggested for the repositioning of the sector. Certificates of operations were given to some hotel owners in Cross River State. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
We do apologize for the mixed visuals while the report was on. Moving on, former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Migratory, has urged the leadership and members of major political parties in the country to eschew bitterness and rancor as they engage in internal maneuvering for power to ensure the protection of the nation's democracy. In a statement by the Special Advisor on Media, Oliver Okpala, Migratory says he decided to make this intervention because of the current bad blood, disunity and widening cracks in the major parties and main opposition, PDP. It expresses worry that if this current spate of disunity and acrimony in parties continue, the nation's democracy would be greatly endangered. The statement further stressed that democracy only thrives when there is peace, stability and proper functioning of internal conflict resolution mechanisms of political parties. And it's time to talk sports. Our sportsman, Ayodeji Makide, will be our guide. Ayo.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Let's begin from the Paralympic Games and tell you that Bosede Omolayo has added another medal for Team Nigeria as they strive to increase on the medal table at the 2020 Paralympic Games, which is ongoing in 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic. Omolayo lifted 141 kg in the women's -79 kg to win gold for Team Nigeria and also set a new Paralympic record in that category. China is currently leading the medal table with 46 gold, 29 silver and 29 bronze medals, while Nigeria has 2 gold and 2 bronze medals to sit in the 27th position at the moment. Let's move on to basketball and tell you that Nigeria's D Tigers and Cote d'Ivoire are through to the next phase of the FIBA Men's Afro-Basket in Rwanda. Though the Tigers lost their last match of the group 68-77 to Cote d'Ivoire on Sunday, but still continue their quest to win the championship. The Tigers won their first 2 matches over Mali and Kenya. In squash, Ono Okpemipo Adegoke and Rafiat Abdul Aziz are champions in men's and women's singles of the first IGP National Open Squash Challenge in Abuja. Ono Okpemipo Adegoke beat Uwaifo Gabriel 3-2 in the best of 5 in the men's singles, while Rafiat Abdul Aziz defeated Busayo Olatunji with the same scoreline.
It has been my rival right from time, and then it's always been a tough match, fight for fight, battle for battle. I just had to play my best and then leave the rest.
My other colleagues were telling me it's not over until it is over, because she's actually leading 2-0. So it was the last game, it's really over. But I realized it's not over.
It's gone way above our expectation. I'm particularly delighted at the level of play I've witnessed here. And you have the best in the country competing in this, our first ever IGP Open Squash competition. It's been very good.
This is something that the squash players will never regret, because they sometimes pay money to go to others' country to be able to earn points for themselves. But this one will help them to earn points even within their domain. That's the essence of this game.
It's on that squash note that will end sports today. Let's go back to Elizabeth for the rest of the bulletin.
Thank you so much, Ayodeji. Members of the federal and Edo State Houses of Assembly, as well as members of PMAN, were among early callers who commiserated with the Uwaifo family following the passing of the legendary singer Sir Victor Uwaifo. Adokbeji Odoja captured the mood in his Ekenwa Road residence in Benin City.
Members of the Performing Musician Association of Nigeria, PIMAN, and some visitors were seen gathered around the home of the deceased as they and other guests signed the condolence register. Sir Victor Efosa Uwaifo, a professor in the University of Benin, where he lectures, was known as the Jerome Crooner, one of his legendary songs. An artist, a writer, sculptor, instrument inventor, and a music icon, was the first commissioner of arts, culture, and tourism in Edo State. His death, no doubt, came as a rude shock to many who still saw him as strong and fit, especially after celebrating his 80th birthday in March this year.
There was nothing about his, his rise that was political. He earned everything, every step in the way.
Man who devoted all his life to creativity.
He gave the Benin nationality a name that is indelible in the history of Benin Kingdom.
Professor Victor Efosa Uwaifo survived the wife, children, and grandchildren.
Meanwhile, Governor Godwin Obaseki mourns the passing of legendary musician and art teacher Professor Victor Uwaifo. Governor Obaseki in a statement says Professor Uwaifo's death is a loss to Edo State, Nigeria, and the black race. He described the music maestro as a talented phenomenal and an illustrious son of Edo State who wowed the world with his array of skills, notably his music. An all-round artist, Professor Uwaifo was an enigma who made music for all, bringing the contemporary Benin culture to the world stage and providing vicarious experience of the peculiarities of our art and culture to a global audience. The government prayed that God grants the Uwaifo family, friends and associates and well-wishers the fortitude to bear the loss. Of course, indeed, the Nigerian music industry will miss the legend. Now, would you like to be a star? Why don't you connect with us at the NTA? Take action against rape and rapists. More stories with Jennifer after the break. Just stay with us.
You don't have to be a Mr. Kaku when it comes to data. Get a Glow MiFi for 12,000 Naira and get up to 60 gigabytes data free.
The courage of Flight Lieutenant Abayomi Dairo, aka the Aggressor, for his skillful and dogged escape from the bloodthirsty bandits in the forest of Zamfara State. 3 hearty cheers also to all military and security personnel who are tirelessly protecting fellow Nigerians from insurgency and banditry while maintaining peace and order. Nigerians are proud of Abayomi Dairo and all our gallant men and women in uniform for sacrificing so much to keep us safe. We admire your courage and we say thank you. God bless the armed forces. God bless Nigeria. This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
The federal government has commenced second phase of COVID-19 vaccination. If you are 18 years and above and unvaccinated, register at www.nphcda.vaccination.gov.ng. Visit the nearest vaccination site to receive COVID-19 vaccine. If you received first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine before 8th July 2021, second dose commences 23rd August and closes 5th September 2021. all vaccines are free and certified safe by WHO and NAFDAC. At the vaccination site, you can check blood pressure and know your diabetes risk status. Children aged 0 to 23 months will receive childhood vaccines and screen for malnutrition. After vaccination, continue to adhere to COVID-19 prevention protocols. For more information, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng or call 0700-220-1122. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
Babe? Hey!
Hi!
It's hard to live when you are all alone.
Hi. So, my card isn't working. Hello?
All I hear with the
Good morning, I'm pretty sorry I'm late. Where are you guys going? Hello? Can anybody hear me? Can you see me?
Get an Airtel Home Broadband and enjoy life as it should be.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
How did I get here? It all started shortly after I graduated from MSTC, the Model Skills Training Center, with a certificate in ICT. I successfully developed a data management program that has been called the software of the future. Thanks to its success, everyone wants it, and as you can see, now everyone wants me. But I'm not alone. The skills training programs at MSTC are equipping young Nigerians to become the next big success story. Whether it's ICT, mechatronics, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, or culinary studies, a certificate at MSTC is the way of the future. And just like me, there he is. Everyone will want you to.
ITF, developing the nation's human resource.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning, getting set for another day. Another chance to change my story. I believe in my hustle. I know be lazy person, but life is just a knock me goes. If it don't close, I go find another. If I fall down, I go try to recover. If it ever walk me, I know they bother. Cause I believe, say, I go surely prosper. They don't get that shit, won't be.
Whatever life brings, we move. Turn up your dreams. MTN, everywhere you go.
Back. When Sir Victor Uwaifo passed on, he left behind a beautiful story. He may have been the best known for his music, but he is a scholar of repute, a master artist who singularly gave life to Benin history and art to the point of immortality. He is a genius with undying spirit for creativity and mentoring. Sometime last year, Hamis Rogo had an encounter with the departed music icon, and his memories of that encounter is a micro-story of the man and his times.
Boy, guitar boy. If you see mommy water, if you see mommy water, never, never you run away.
The story can be heartbreaking. The guitar boy has gone home, but make no mistake about it, it is not running away. The life of Professor Victor Uwaifo is a story of fulfillment, a lifelong project to bring to the full light of history the story of his Benin people, and by larger implication, the story of Nigerian people. His calling was to document the evolution and development of his people. He used the media of writing, songs, and artworks to achieve that with distinction. I met him in Benin not long ago, during a national festival of arts and culture. And truly, it will be a crime against culture that an ambassador of culture would be in Benin and did not visit Uwaifo. We visited his Oba Eradi Uwa open air court, the residence and the operational headquarters of all his professional live works.
It is the gateway to Edo State. As a matter of fact, this is where the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful of Edo people are being showcased. The Revelation Tourist Palazzo, we have a slogan: you don't know Benin if you have not visited here. All the works, they explain the history of our people.
The curator alluded that there is an interplay between aesthetics and functionality in the works here, but they all reflect events in history, past overs and the punchline of their histories, traditional beliefs and the mysticism of the Benin people, and extensive bronze works on transatlantic slave trade, a feature on Nigeria's secessionist wars, and a life-size work on Benin's contact with white men.
And they were all done and executed by Professor Victor Uwaifo, who also doubled as the researcher.
We linked up with the main man himself, Victor Uwaifo, where he recounted stories behind his musical hits like Do Re Mi and Guitar Boy. You cannot imagine our astonishment when he told us that the Mami Water story on his music was real life. What we saw today in your house, the picture we saw, that can be a national heritage site. It can be a world heritage site.
Thank you. So yes, what I did was to document history in a three-dimensional form through sculpture. The artwork itself is like a calligraphy. You write, you document. You may not, one word can tell a whole story. So one piece of work can tell a story about a whole generation.
All life, Professor Uwaifo has been an amazing person. You need to see the car he fabricated himself, fitted it, and it was his main vehicle of use. Yes, that focus, that resolve, that determination for the promotion of culture. For over 5 decades, as far as my judgment is concerned, I don't know. So what has been the secret? What has been the main resolve?
Well, it's very simple. First, there's passion, there's diligence, and there's discipline. And I was born and bred here in Benin City. So the culture runs in my blood, the tradition runs in my blood.
Remember also that in all his genius, he remained home to give what he has, and ultimately, the home remained grateful. Joromi Omijo. Now that song will continue to echo for generations. The icon of art would surely be missed. Now we have a special documentary on him at 10:30 immediately after Newsline. Now he was a man who achieved his dream of setting his foot on all the 7 continents of the world, with only few countries slipping out of the list of countries where he has lived. Back home, late Abdullahi Issa No Sweat established himself as a journalist per excellence until he answered the final call. Abdullahi Mohammed was in Yola, the Adamawa state capital, where he met some of his acquaintances and family.
How did he practice? He was honest, straightforward.
It was a candid account of a man who spent part of his life by the pen, with his stories making headlines for their reflection of his dogged stance for freedom of expression and detest for dishonesty.
He set the pace in the field of journalism,
He was an embodiment of knowledge.
But that's not what made Abdullahi Noswet stood tall among his peers. He was a man who says to any listening ear that his sojourn across the world is unrivaled.
That's why when he spoke about his travels, he always qualified it. He said he's the most widely, roughly traveled Nigerian.
Unfortunately, he never documented his experiences as he traveled the world, but he has a number of confidants who have a library of his life in their memory. So I began to flip the pages of the book of his travels from Timaus Matthias, who first met him in Pakistan.
Yusuf Mamman, my colleague, ran into a black African on a movie set and became curious as to what this black African was doing among Pakistanis. And when he spoke with him, he told him he was from Africa. His accent had changed. And then later we were to learn that he is from Nigeria.
And Abadabo, who was my editor at the New Nigerian, also wrote a column on him. And Abadabo was a beautiful writer. He later became President Sheikh Shagari's press secretary. He wrote a column captioned Ambassador Extraordinary.
Efada Udo is the author of Adama Historical Book of Fame. During the course of writing his book, he came across the story of Abdullahi Noswet. His testimony of the experiences of Abdullahi Noswet during his exploratory travels were fascinating.
There are certain times that you, in the interview, you did mention about a striptease club that you went and were dancing there. I said, I won't put that in my book, I will edit it out. He said, no, that is the adventurous life. That's why I'm called No Sweat.
The first interview Abdullahi Noswet granted in the early 80s when he finally came back home was like a narration of a blockbuster movie script.
Of all the countries you visited, can you tell us in a round figure the number of countries you visited?
Well, it's easy if I tell you the countries I've not visited. Yeah, because countries are many in this world, isn't it? Well, in Asia, I've not been to North Vietnam. And in South America, I've not been to Nicaragua and Uruguay. Then in Europe, I've not been to Albania. Then in Africa, I've not been to any of the southern part of Africa. Angola, Mozambique, all those parts.
Now, all these places you visited, can you still remember any memorable event that happened to you?
Well, the first one I'll tell you quickly because they are long stories. The first one was in Syria where I nearly got executed for suspicion of being a Syrian Israeli spy.
But to get close and personal to the life of late Abdullahi Noswet, I went in search of his family, and his wife was blunt.
That's how I managed to stay with him. Sometimes it comes in a week, sometimes 3 days, and some other times, and he goes back. And that's how we managed to spend 36 years together.
That has given me everything that a child is needing from his parent.
If he fight with you just for some minutes, you are now together again.
He said there's so many challenges in journalism, so he don't want me to face any challenge. I said, Baba, I can do it. He said, you are a lady, you can't do it. I was like, Baba, I will do it.
He will not let any injustice happen to anyone.
Abdullahi Isa Noswet came, sow and conquer. He passed on a fulfilled man.
Quite an adventure. Another icon gone. May his dear soul rest in peace. Now to a train ride for senior citizens. From a culture where attachment to and care for the aged was a way of life, Africa has somehow evolved into a society that pays scanty attention to its senior citizens, with stories of neglect and abuse against the aged being recorded. Now, there is a new movement which is inspired by the consciousness that with the best of support system, life can indeed begin at 70 for the aged in this part of the world. Adeni Taiwo has details of that good news after enjoying a fun-fair train ride with senior citizens. Over to you, Taiwo.
They were a spectacle to behold as they converged on the Mobolaji Johnson station, Alagomeji, an hour ahead of their first fun-fair train ride. Like a girl on her first prom night, they were bubbling with anticipation as they giggled and chatted, reminiscent of the excitement that once marked their youth, the prime of their lives. To make them comfortable, a whole coach was dedicated to them, and one after the other, they went into the train. As if to make a point about the need for social inclusion in the society, they allowed me and my cameraman join them on the trip. From dancing to fastest finger competition, eating and drinking to other games, the ride was perfectly rigged to make the senior citizens happy and feel appreciated.
We are going to visit some places of interest, and then after that we'll come back and enjoy.
I'm very, very happy today that I'm midst of people. So in the 70s, I feel very happy.
To test my skill, I took on this beautiful grandma in a game of Ludo, but my youthful tricks bowed in defeat to the wisdom of an elder as I was soundly beaten. The first indigenous managing director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Pa Nathaniel Okoro, was the main attraction of the fun-fair train ride. It was his first on a standard gauge line in the country, and it came with a lot of bonuses as other senior citizens pulled all the stops to celebrate his 90th birthday. All this happened in the presence of the first Director General of National Senior Citizens Center, Dr. M.M. Omokaro, who led a team from Abuja to witness the maiden train ride. For her, the wheel of fortune is set to turn in favor of the elderly in Nigeria.
70% of older persons live in the rural areas, so we have to bring in the local government on board. And the act that established the center said we should coordinate with the states and the local government.
I feel we should celebrate them every day with events like this and any other possible opportunity.
Get them out of loneliness. Loneliness kills them. About 70% of the elderly are suffering from loneliness.
Arriving in Ibadan, our next destination was the palace of the Olubadan of Ibadan land, Obasaliu Adetunji, a fellow senior citizen, for his 93rd birthday celebration. Elders in Africa are often described as fountain of knowledge with pearls of wisdom. So, back on the train for our homeward journey, I sought and got an audience with Pa Okoro.
The youth of today are mostly establishment people. They want to be politically correct. It doesn't take them anywhere.
Indeed, the elders are wise and may their days be long.
I could imagine what was happening, what happened there. I mean, fun all the way. A society for all, fit for all is crucial. We need to do more for the elderly, honestly. And from Lagos, we go to Jos as news of the attack on commuters and subsequent reprisals in Jos begin to fade. Newsline could not but underscore the role played by some citizens who put their lives on the line, irrespective of their religious background, to save others from the attacks that happened there. Caleb Gushin put together the report for Newsline.
2021 has been described as unfortunate and the greatest setback to the efforts being put in place by government and other well-meaning people towards enthroning lasting peace in Plateau State. Despite the seemingly hopeless situation, there are Nigerians who are genuinely committed to peace and peaceful coexistence, with the milk of kindness still flowing in their veins. This was openly demonstrated when some residents, who are mainly Christians, at the scene of the Rukuba Road attack, risked their lives by taking some of the travelers to safety. This, opinion leaders say, is the hallmark of humanity.
This is what we are supposed to do. Whenever people want to take undue advantage on certain tribes or peoples of other religions from your own environment, try to stop it and try to rescue. And let these be a kind of bilateral kind of understanding and commitment, and it will come, inshallah, to be a matter of history.
That is what it is expected of us as Christians and as Muslims, to live in harmony, to respect human life. I want to categorically say that you will never wish even your enemy, even if it's a Christian or Muslim, you cannot even wish your enemy, the man you hate in life, to see what these people have gone through, how people have been killed.
Life should be sacred. Calling on my Nigerians, our citizens, that they should be calm, they should be prayerful, and the government should do whatever it takes to fish out these criminals. It should be dealt with the way they should.
Malam Saidu Magaji is one man that would not be forgotten in a hurry, as in the wave of the reprisal attacks that followed along Bauchi Road, he sacrificed his safety for that of a pregnant Christian woman. Speaking in a telephone interview, he said he was tapped severally by the mob, but could not let go of Justina, as even though he is Fulani Muslim, he had the conviction to protect lives.
They have never done anything wrong to me and seen from me.
He advises parents to train their children properly by inculcating moral values in them. Meanwhile, Justina, who was treated and discharged from a hospital in Jos, says she will ever live to be grateful to God for keeping her alive.
The driver tried his best along with 3 other Muslims to save me.
God bless all those who went the extra mile for peace and who showed so much love. Now, Nigeria's fastest mobile telecommunications network provider, Globacom, has launched Glo TV, an innovative TV service on Android, iOS applications, and web. Globacom says with Glo TV, its numerous mobile network users will enjoy uninterrupted and latest content on the go. Head Web Sales Globacom Nigeria, Ugochukwu Ibe, says Africa telecommunications giant designed Glo TV to alter television landscape in Nigeria. Abolade Salami reports.
Largest data network, Glo, grandmasters of data.
In the last 13 years, the baby that was born to the telecommunications space in 2003 has grown into a formidable giant, blazing the trail in mobile communication operations. Affordable charges, network strength, and better access to internet for businesses in Nigeria, as well as empowering and transforming lives of its numerous customers.
It gives you fun, it gives you entertainment. The beauty of it is that you have access to your favorite contents and TV programs on the go. So it's more like bringing you what you ought to have sat down to watch on your phone.
As a leader in the telecommunications industry, Globacom has gone a step further by offering a Glo TV service on mobile phones, laptops, and other devices.
Glo TV is where you get everything that you learn about television. When you want it, how you want it, and on the go.
Glo users can now enjoy TV programming at its best on the go with 4G internet connection. And with a price as low as 300 Naira, a Globacom subscriber can enjoy all the interesting and educative TV shows as well as exclusive movie premieres.
You know, at Globacom, we're continually innovating, enhancing, enriching your life, the life of our subscribers, the lives of Nigerians. And this is coming to you at a time when people needed something different, something more exciting. We have over 500 movies, over 50 channels. We're bringing you all genres of programming, and it's just a promise that you will have nothing but exciting time. All you have to do is get started.
As the first telecommunications company in Nigeria to introduce per second billing, borrow me credits, borrow me data, mega data plan, and 777 magic numbers to give customers option in service delivery. Globacom says the company is resilient in ensuring customer satisfaction.
Visit myglowtv.com to register and download the Glow TV
app. Stories on the line when we return from the break. Stay tuned.
Are you ready for this?
Let me hear you, AJ. Give me some bass. Just one more. 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 Bring it out. Just one more. 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 Just one more.
I was born hungry for success. It's the Nigerian way.
Glow gets it. Champions stay hungry. Oh yeah. Glow gets it big time.
Hit the big time with 22 times bonus on every recharge. Dial *777#. It's a knockout.
The Joint Senate Committees on Finance, National Planning, Foreign and Local Debts, Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, Petroleum Resources Upstream, Downstream Petroleum Sector and Gas invites ministries, departments and agencies and key stakeholders to a 3-day interactive session on 2022 to 2024 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework, MTEF and Fiscal Strategy Paper, FSP, as follows. Wednesday, 1st September 2021, Minister of Finance and others. Thursday, 2nd September, Ministry of Power and others. Friday, 3rd September, Nigeria Investment Promotion Commission and others. Time for each day is 11 a.m. Venue is Conference Hall 231, Senate New Building, National Assembly Complex. It is mandatory for all heads of agencies to be in attendance with details of revenue performances of 2019 to 2021. Chief Host, the President of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawan. For further information, contact the clerk. For more details, please check Leadership, The Sun, and the Nation newspapers. Senator Solomon Olamilekan Adiola, host and announcer.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
We are StarTimes, the most affordable digital pay TV platform with the widest signal coverage in Nigeria, dedicated to bringing the best TV entertainment around the world to your screen. From Hollywood to Bollywood to Nollywood, we offer the most affordable subscription. Enjoy over 75 channels for as low as 1,700 naira, like Nat Geo Wild, BBC, ESPN, and premium sports like Emirates FA Cup, La Liga, Bundesliga, wrestling. What's more exciting? We have the most flexible payment options in Nigeria. Don't dull. Join us now for an exciting journey. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
Welcome back. If you think the opening of a new petrol station should not make the news, you just might be wrong. Now, let's take a moment to think about the many youths that are delisted from the unemployment market and the ripple effect on their families. To bring it further home, we are taking you to Abuja City Gate, where a company, or should I say an individual who has been impacting humanity for good, is at it again. Lydia Sampson will take it from here.
22-year-old Joke Ologbonyo wanted to pursue a career in international relations but dropped out of school for lack of funds. She has been in the labor market hunting for a job for years.
I feel very
excited because we've been hunting for this job for so long.
She is, of course, not alone. Usman Bello, who coincidentally is also 22, has a similar story. Fortunately, Usman and Joke are now among the 180 youths newly employed at the AA Ranu City Gate Super Petrol Station in Abuja.
I'm feeling very happy. I'm really appreciate I'm get work now. Before I'm just finished my school, I'm in house, but now I'm get job.
With more than 125 petrol stations and 30 gas stations across Nigeria, AA Ranu, who began as an independent petroleum marketer, has grown to become a major player in the field. The fact that AA Ranu is supporting government's efforts at massive employment is not in doubt, and its petrol stations across the country are also renowned for the integrity of their pumps. It was not surprising, therefore, that the latest addition to the AA Ranu group attracted dignitaries from across the country, an accolade for the man, Awolu Abdullahi Ranu. He is described by many as humble, humane, a philanthropist, and mentor.
He's a very gentleman, very simple-minded. I wish you could have met him one day. As you can see, we employed about almost 180 youths. In this facility, with a lot of, all of them, they are going to be engaged in the different fields.
The occasion also featured testimonies of how the businessman cum philanthropist always goes the extra mile. Now, his latest edition, AA Ranu Super Petrol Station, with a capacity to serve 60 cars at once, is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities. It also has a firefighter vehicle that will be available free of charge for whenever it is needed in the environs.
As somebody who has the love of the people in his heart and who always wants to find a job for his people.
AA Ranu is a household name, not only in the north but everywhere in the country, and I believe he's also going to extend his strength outside Nigerian shores.
There is no city that calls itself city that AA Ranu did not extend his hand.
What they have done is what is obtainable even in international world.
It was not all talk, as these young indigenous entertainers used the occasion to showcase their talents. The icing on the cake was the free dispensing of petrol to motorists that besieged the station for a taste of AA Ranu's magnanimity.
I like most the part of more jobs. Now to resilient women. Women are home and nation builders with passion for self-actualization and high esteem. But challenges of life and cultural practices are some of the factors hindering them. Overcoming these obstacles was the focus of this year's Mamado's August Women's Meeting held in Lagos. Samuel Johnson was there for Newsline.
The August Women Meeting has become a veritable tool for community development and human capacity building, especially in southeast Nigeria, where it is held in high esteem. The restrictions and lockdown occasioned by the coronavirus pandemic made PZ Wilma, makers of Mamado Oil, organize a platform for women to interact and discuss issues affecting the female folk and the society generally. It is usually a massive gathering as women in diaspora return to their matrimonial base to join the home-based women for the celebration, during which issues of interest are discussed. Mamado August Women Meeting 2.0, as it is called for the year 2021, focuses on limitless opportunities, exploring the potentials of the Nigerian woman. The occasion lived up to its billing as women freely discussed issues affecting their health, career, home, and community with a view to improving the stake and making life better.
And I'm encouraging every woman here to live their best lives authentically.
wholesomely and intentionally.
Is a well of possibilities on the inside through a determined mind, through dedication, consistency, through push.
All the stories that were shared today was designed to empower the Nigerian woman, to let her know that no matter what hindrance and barriers she's facing, she's capable of breaking them all, she's capable of pushing limits, and that there's a whole world of limitless possibility that is open to her.
It was inspiring, it was empowering, and any woman who cares to listen and take, something away is so going to be blown away. They're going to have so many seeds to plant.
The brand manager of Mama Doll said the organization is satisfied and encouraged.
For you to keep pushing limits, there will be obstacles, there will be challenges. People would say you're a woman, you cannot do it. People would say you have children, this is not for you. People would say you're married, we shouldn't be seeing you here, and all of that.
Mama Doll oil is one of the products of PZ Wilma, and it is renowned for cooking and recommended by experts. Cultural groups spiced up the occasion.
Women were pillars any day. Now, in Igbo land, just like the New Yam Festival, the August meeting is a major event that brings women together. It is also a time for women in the diaspora to come down to the kith and kin to plan towards the socio-economic and cultural development of their area. It is worth mentioning that due to competition in clothes and jewelry, which sometimes make those in the rural areas to keep away, these days the women have adopted wearing of uniforms during the August meeting in order to ensure no one is left out. Steve Nwaokolo witnessed the 2021 Ikwano August meeting, which was held at the Obuoha Ibere Town Hall premises.
August meeting for women is held once every year to take stock of their contributions towards the development of their communities. This meeting, celebrated by the women of Obuoha Obibere community, attracted women from home and abroad, including the politicians who were led by the member representing Ikwano Umuahia North and South Federal Constituency at the National Assembly, Sam Onibo, to grace the occasion. The women in their colorful attires began the event with a march past. National President of the Women Development Union, Princess Chinyere Onibo, commended the women for their decades of verifiable accomplishments in all facets of human endeavor and challenged them to be agents of change and peace in their communities. Sam Onibo, in his remarks, encouraged the women to get fully involved in all aspects of life and leadership.
And from what you saw today, you will also testify that these women are determined to support their husbands, their sons, the government, the local government, the state government, and the federal government in ensuring that we have development.
The event featured cooking competition with gifts presented, while awards were also given out to some deserving women. Some of the women gave insights into the August meeting celebration.
Because it's an opportunity for them as women to encourage other women and also for them as daughters to add value to their community.
Whatever we need in this community, for our people to do it for us, or for government to help us to do it. It is now, if we are holding this August meeting, we can be able to say our mind.
But we are very grateful today that we are doing the August meeting for the development of a community of Obuoha Obibere in Ikwano.
If you don't attend the August meeting, you must contribute to the development initiative. That's how it's done. Time for a break. Newsline continues shortly.
This na the story of Pekin, wey rise to the max. Rain or shine, it not settle for less. Na the story of small boy we get big talent. Wait o, e be like say na the story of one man wey fall, but we bounce back in style.
Osime, wetin dey motivate you? I want day big, special and great.
Watching us live from Big Brother House Studio.
Joy for Osime and his teammates, and chuffed for him as well.
Make we enjoy Max Entertainment together.
Sports or movies, telenovela or cartoon, music or reality TV. With just 6,900 naira, you fit get your GoTV decoder plus 1 month Max subscription. Make you dey enjoy over 75 channels with day for GoTV Max. Make you and your special ones they enjoy better things on Max levels. GoTV, love it.
Black, it's not dark, it's bright. Black is bold. Black is every color, all together. My thing, your thing, our thing mixed together. Black shines brightly. Drink it in.
The counsel of our fathers.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
Petroleum Industry Act and paradigm shift to host communities. That is our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Join us at 10:30 p.m. every Tuesday. It promises to be incisive and educative.
Welcome back. Have you ever heard about a king who once reigned in Oyo Empire but celebrated in different parts of the world for his extraordinary power, which includes breathing fire when angered? Shango, the god of thunder, is celebrated in Nigeria, Cuba, Brazil, Haiti, and the Caribbean. Adekunle Adebayo completes this report on the World Shango Festival in Oyo.
Tangible heritage such as Shango, Alaafin Shango's reign in Oyo witnessed tremendous development, and he was deified because he was a man of valor, purpose-driven, and master of diplomacy.
Shango has been recognized all over the world. He's the first black man that was recognized as a physicist, that he drew strength, power from lightning, which is used effectively during his reign. Whenever he spoke, he emitted fire from his mouth. They will say that is a symbol. He does not use gun, spear, or arrow, but use ordinary wood that is carved. And from that, he was able to draw power from lightning.
Whoever ascends the throne of the Alaafin for Oyo ascends the throne of Shango. Because apart from Oranya, who was the first Alaafin, it was Shango who elevated the throne of the Alaafin to its greatest height.
Shango is for the Alaafin of Oyo, who celebrate that from time to time. And we believe that since it's part of the culture, what we are protecting is our culture.
The 2021 World Sago Festival was a key element for the maintenance of the city's identity, a place perceived for strong preservation of traditional essence. The festival is a yearly pilgrimage to the ancestral home of Sago, a highly respected god in Yoruba land, whose adherents cut across the globe.
The community needs to pull together, to pull the resources together to rebuild the community, because the community has to rebuild. Also, the government has to also support the traditional aspects of the Shango devotees.
There's one that is sent from the heaven with other Odisha. And after all these things are left in the house, there's a son of Oraminya that called Telauko that behave like Sago, and the birth of that of Tela is different to the birth of the all the people.
Cycle of the 13 months of the Yoruba year, like Islam as the traditional New Year. The Chinese have their own traditional New Year. The Yorubas have their traditional New Year. So we are celebrating the New Year, which starts with the last harvest of the last yam.
The 10-day festival was marked with pageantry and other form of display. People from far and near converge in your town to celebrate the past of your ruler and his inspirational leadership.
Nigeria to the world. Interesting cultural celebration. And to another heritage, the ancient town of Ado-Ekiti has marked the beginning of a new traditional calendar year, a new traditional calendar year with the annual celebration of the Iduroko Festival 2021. Although the event was celebrated low-key in compliance with the COVID-19 protocols, the cultural heritage of the town again came to reminiscence. Ayodeji Ogunshakin captured the sights and sounds of the celebration.
The uniqueness of Ado-Ekiti will be incomplete without the historic celebration of Udiroko, which signals the beginning of a new traditional calendar year of the ancient town. Just like many towns and communities in Yoruba land mark different traditional festivals. Unlike it was celebrated in yesteryears, where sons and daughters of the town, including visitors from far and near, usually converge on the palace of a Uwaifo Ado-Ekiti to be part of the pomp and ceremony. This year's edition was celebrated low-key in compliance with the COVID-19 protocols. As a means of offering prayers to mark the beginning of the new year of Ado-Ekiti, the usual traditional engagements projecting the rich cultural heritage of the ancient town were held as the Oloris and chiefs from different quarters paid royal homages. The Uwaifo Ado-Ekiti Obarufos Adejubi observed that sons and daughters are always enthusiastic and in high spirits to exhibit the traditional prowess the ancient town is endowed with to attract global recognition, having witnessed the beginning of a new traditional year of the community. He emphasized the need for them to continue to contribute to the growth of the town and as well project and promote its good image. Ekiti State Governor Dr. Kaode Fayemi, in a message through his deputy Otumba Bisi Egbeyemi, reiterated the government's commitment to continually promote cultural heritage of the state for social and economic prosperity.
It's purely cultural and traditional. It is historical. It is the essence of Ado's existence as a kingdom.
Just a cultural
festival is an opportunity to bring our those sons and daughters together to pay homage to the way of Adoikiti. To be an opportunity for us to know what has happened in the last 1 year for those of our sons and daughters that are far away.
His Royal Majesty, he has been a king that has brought unparalleled development to the city of Ado-Ekiti.
By knowing your culture, you are trying to know your problems and trying to find a better way of solving them. When we go back to our culture, I'm telling you that this is the problem of this country will be resolved.
This is the time that call for all and sundry to come together as one.
Although this year's Udiroko festival had come and gone, despite the low-key celebration, sons and daughters of the town are optimistic of fun-filled celebration in the years to come.
We have rich cultural heritage and we need to promote them. Another break is on cue. I'll be right back.
To office in 2015, the Buhari administration has recorded unprecedented achievements in all sectors, especially in the provision of infrastructure, which is the key to economic growth. Never in the history of this country has any administration done so much with so little. I recall that when this administration came into office, the price of crude oil, which provides for 80% of Nigeria's budgetary revenues and 95% of foreign exchange earning, dropped drastically, thus reducing the amount of resources available to the federal government. In spite of this, the administration has continued apace with massive infrastructure developments.
This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Welcome back. From the very first day Annie Daniels saw a 5-year-old boy, Adigun Olowe, Yoruba, her earnest wish has been to know him more and the secret behind his fluency in Yoruba language and proverbs. So when the opportunity came Annie's way, she left nothing to chance to satisfy her curiosity. And guess what? 5-year-old Adigun Olowe, Yoruba, has already become a first in the whole of Africa. Annie, we're set to hear from you.
5-year-old Adigun Olowe, Yoruba, is from Oyo State, southwest Nigeria. Just 5 years. Yet, Adigun Olowe, Yoruba, is the center of attraction in midst of people from all walks of life, old enough to be his grandparents.
The
first day I met with him was at an award night organized by the Co-Heritage, and I was so surprised. When I was told his age, in fact, I was impressed.
You heard right. Adigun's knowledge of Yoruba proverbs and culture, with the boldness and strength he exhibits his talent, is stunning.
When it was a bit after 3 years that I was having a discussion with my wife on that day, I could remember I said, Aye koto orun ofeke is a Yoruba proverb, which means the world rejects the truth and the heaven is against deception. So a few minutes later, my baby walked up to me and told me that, Daddy, what you said in the morning, I know it. I said, oh yeah, recite it for me. He said, Aye koto orun ofeke, the world rejects the truth and the heaven is against deception. At initial stage, I thought it was a joke. So we gave him another 5 proverbs. He recited it and remembered everything.
To further appreciate Adigun, he was conferred with a traditional title by the Onisolu of Isolu, Ibejuleki, making Adigun Olowe, Yoruba, the first to achieve such feats among his age mates.
It's a honorary chieftaincy award. It's Odo Agbashaga, youth, the youth promoting the culture.
Listen to more.
I've concluded that, okay, let me handle his educational aspect.
Happy and elated Chief Adigun Olowe, Yoruba, from all indications, is sure to make the best of his title and talents. All hail the youngest chief.
My name is Chief Adebayo Olamileko Istre Idanuoluwa, popularly known as Oloye Adigun Olowe Yoruba, Odo Agbashaga of Solo Alade Kingdom, Ibeduleki, Lagos State.
He has been the promoter of culture, and let me tell you, he's the role model when we talk of culture.
Saying my time with Chief Adigun Olowe Yoruba was rewarding will be stating the obvious. Chief Adigun Israel Olowe Yoruba, may your days be long and fruitful.
Adigun Olowe Yoruba, very impressive. Well done. This is where we'll end today's episode of Newsline. Remember, it is good for us to show love to each other. And don't forget the documentary on late Sir Victor Uwaifo that will be coming immediately after Newsline. Thank you for watching, and God bless Nigeria.
Everything is architected and designed by the Almighty.
Someone who is a Christian is someone who lives a life of
Christ.
Jesus Christ. And the life of Jesus Christ is a life of sacrifice.
Yes.
Along a flyway, seasonally, birds migrate often north and south between breeding and wintering grounds. Many species migrate, and these occur naturally on one hand, even though out of necessity compelled by other environmental factors on the other hand. This migration carries high cost in predation and mortality, including hunting by humans. Migration is driven primarily by availability of food. It occurs mainly in the northern hemisphere, where birds are funneled onto specific routes by natural barriers such as the Mediterranean and Caribbean seas. Migration dates back to about 3,000 years. Every year, on the 9th of May, the United Nations celebrate World's Migratory Birds Day to create awareness and promote safety of birds that migrate. During flight, some birds become incapacitated and are unable to continue the flight, which explains why sometimes we wake up to the sight of rare species of birds in our compounds. What are we supposed to do should this happen? Globally speaking, in other parts of the world, value is attached to this species of bird, even though that cannot be said about most African countries, Nigeria inclusive, where these birds are hunted down either for food or sold in the market to make money.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U Report link.